I've been through it all, so you can't tell me nothing. And I do this for my dogs, cause we all need some money. If you ain't been involved, don't expect nothing from me. Sipping purple waterfalls, yeah, we pulling up some muddy. Nigga, I've been through it all, so you can't tell me nothing. And I do this for my dogs, cause we all need some money. If you ain't been involved, don't expect nothing from me. Sipping purple waterfalls, yeah, we pulling up some muddy. So they see me blowing up, now they all acting funny. And my phone blowing up, cause they all want something from me. I don't ever pick up unless it's one of my homies. Treat my niggas just like family, they brothers I never had. I got Nico, I got Caleb.
Hey guys, this is the How We Got Here podcast. It's just Aaron today, and I have a special guest, Ryder the Trillest.
Yo, what's going on?
How you doing, man?
I'm feeling good. I'm glad to be here. Been excited for it.
Yeah, like, I was, like, nervous all day. It's like, man, I'm doing this by myself. Like, I'm kind of glad I'm doing it by myself because it's kind of like I figured all that out on the fly. Yeah, guys, we had some technical difficulties. We always have technical difficulties when we have guests. But, yeah, we're excited to have Ryder here. Dustin might show up halfway through, so don't mind the loud door or anything. But y'all are used to that from us, so it's all good. But yeah, so to start things off, what kind of got you into the rap industry? Like, what made you, like, start doing it?
All right, starting to do it. Well, I've always, just loved rap, since, a kid. That was, the first, I guess, genre I was, exposed to. And then, I don't know, it just always wrote stuff. But then I didn't decide to take it seriously until, 8th grade.
Oh, yeah.
And that was, probably, 2012. And, so yeah, I started from there and then just got more serious with it every time, every song.
Nice. But yeah, I always like to see people from our hometown doing things that they've always wanted to do.
Oh yeah.
We kind of talked about that earlier, but it's just cool seeing people actually becoming something.
Oh yeah, chasing it. Yeah.
Yeah, rather than just going in the oil field, just kind of hating life.
Right.
Which there's nothing wrong with the oil field, but I mean there always kind of is. But yeah. I don't know. So next question, if my phone will upload. Let's see. So yeah, my next question for you is what were some struggles that you noticed at the beginning, whether it be recording wise or just different things that you came across?
Let me see, struggles. I would say it would have to be I guess to actually going to get to record. My brother kind of helped raise me a little bit, and he was always making sure my grades were good and all this, and so I would say just I wouldn't know how to put it, but I guess just keeping everything good so I could actually go record and all that. It was pretty much like that.
I get that.
But struggles, I don't know.
Yeah, and I basically I meant just kind of was it all? I know it's going to be harder, to start at the beginning. Uh-huh. But, some people, I feel some people think it's kind of hunky-dory from the start, and then you quickly realize that it's not and all that. Uh-huh. But I feel you're one of those people that it's nah, just keep on grinding. Right. All right. But yeah, and then so leading into that, kind of what was, your main motivation to, keep doing it, through the years?
Man, it's an easy question, but then it's a hard one to answer. But I guess the main motivation was all my life I felt like I was always gonna be someone in life. I don't want to be cocky or nothing, but I don't know. Of course, the basic stuff, trying to get your family out of just being here, and just I wanted to make a better life. I don't see myself working a 9 to 5. It's not that I'm lazy or anything, but I just, man, I feel it with music. Yeah. I feel like it could happen.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of get that on a personal level too. You always know, especially if you're somebody that ends up doing great things, you kind of know from early on that you're gonna do something, and so you're always bored with a 9 to 5 job. You're always trying to do what you want.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then especially you, people who are keep pushing at it, they end up making it big, whether it be a long journey or a short journey.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of cool to see you doing that.
I appreciate it.
But yeah, leading on from that, it's kind of steering away from motivation. It's kind of more into inspiration. Mm-hmm. But is there any artists that you would like to collab with in the future? Like somebody that you've really had your eye on for a while?
Like famous or just like local or just anything?
You can take it however you want. You can start off with local and then maybe like a bigger picture.
Let me see. As for local, I always wanted to record with Jay Platinum, which I barely got to do that today, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know, there's like always new artists popping up in the city, and eventually I would like to work with all of them.
Oh, yeah.
New talent, and they say they've heard about me, and I was like, really, you heard about me? So that's cool. But I guess for like mainstream artist wise, man. That's a good one.
There's a lot, yeah.
Yeah, there is a lot. I guess it would be like artists, maybe like Schoolboy Q, Kendrick, Denzel Curry, and stuff. That'd be cool.
Oh yeah, I've been loving like Denzel Curry's new album.
Oh dude, yeah, man. He dropped it already, or
well, because I forgot. It's the
it's called like Zoo, right?
Oh, maybe he hasn't. Oh yeah, I think he dropped an EP or something.
Yeah, I haven't heard it yet.
What it was.
Yeah, I heard like the new song he dropped.
Yeah, like Clout Cobain, that was like my shit for a while.
Yeah, that album right there is like what got me into him.
Yeah.
And when it comes to like new artists, I'm like iffy about like getting like into the music, but him, I saw the talent. I was like, oh man, I like it.
Yeah, at first I didn't know he like was that close with X. Until like he did an interview after he died and everything.
Yeah.
And so
they're like real close. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird how you see artists out there like you'd think they would not like each other and they end up being like close as a friends.
Yeah.
Like the whole Joyner Lucas Logic thing.
Yeah.
They were like at each other's necks for a while.
Yeah.
And then now they're like all good. Yeah. And which like kind of like Drake and Meek Mill.
Oh yeah.
That whole thing. I feel like the death of Mac Miller kind of spurred that on.
Yeah.
Which it's a good thing that something good came out of that, but
yeah,
it's kind of one of those things. Like you could have squashed it for a while.
Right. Yeah. Mac Miller though, that's like my top like inspiration, like right up there.
Yeah.
Younger, it was like Eminem. Of course, like everyone loves Eminem. He's the shit. But like Mac Miller's music, I got into in like 2011, and that's like been my main inspiration right there.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say the same thing. Like Mac Miller, like for one, like people in my hometown, they like to call me Mac because I kind of have a small resemblance to Mac Miller.
Yeah.
And then so when he died, it's like I felt like a part of me like like left.
Dude, man, that was devastating when he passed away. Like I said, it's just like every day there wasn't a day that didn't go by that I didn't listen to him. And when I heard he passed away, someone had told me about it. I was like, yeah, there's so much fake stuff on the internet, you can't believe it. But everyone started tweeting about it. I was like, damn. So like that whole day I wore my Pittsburgh hat. I was like, man, rest in peace.
Well, it was like the same thing, like because I was at work and then my manager came in from her lunch break and she was like, dude, Mac Miller's dead. And I was like, nah, you're joking.
Man, just ruined your lunch with that.
Yeah, and then the customer that she was helping was like, yeah, he's dead. And I was like, what?
Everyone just knows.
Yeah, and I was like, I guess because I kind of go radio silent when I'm at work. And so like the whole world could be ending and I wouldn't know it. And so, but yeah, man, it's kind of devastating. Like a lot of good rappers kind of met their end in 2018, 2017.
He was so young too, and like I was ready for him to go on tour, and I had his album, and but for that question, if he was still alive, that would have been like my answer there, just to work with him. Yeah. Which I did get to work with one of his artists that was signed to him.
Oh, nice.
Twice on a song, and we're kind of cool, like back and forth and all that. But so that was like the closest to getting to work with him. I was like right there, so it was cool.
I mean, yeah, that is actually like really cool.
yeah, dude. And it was cool because he was like actually close with him. It just wasn't someone that like he signed or just had him paying him and stuff. They were actually hanging out all the time and stuff. So that was cool for me.
Yeah, and that's what I always loved about Mac is he was very like family oriented.
Oh yeah, man. He made like so many close relationships with people, and then like you just said, how you didn't know like Denzel and X were like close.
Yeah,
I guess crazy. You think like a lot of these artists are actually closer than they seem. They just not making songs with each other and stuff. They actually built relationships. It's cool.
Oh, and like I saw a thing. It was like they were kind of is like an in memoriam to Mac. They're like he has so much music recorded that he could be still releasing albums after his death for like 20 years.
Dude.
In which that would be dope.
Right? Yeah, man.
or like let people get on there, spit a verse and everything.
Right. Yeah, that'd be awesome to hear some new Mac.
Or kind of like how they had a hologram Tupac.
Right.
Coachella have a hologram Mac. That'd be cool.
I'd be there. Yeah. I would definitely be there.
Yeah. Let's see. What would be a good next question? So because your latest song is the one that we played at the beginning, and we're gonna play the full one at the end.
Yeah.
But when you dropped Word Around Town, what was the reaction like to that?
It was actually a better reaction than I expected, because that was more of like a throwaway song that I wanted to put on this album that I'm getting ready for. I wanted to put it on there, but I felt like it wasn't good enough. I felt like it didn't match the tone of it. So I was like, I'm just going to put this out. And it actually got better, response than I imagined. I was like, okay, so people actually like this. And so, when I get reactions like that, this shows me like, I should do more music like this next time and work on that.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how like fans can affect like artist styles. Like,
oh yeah.
Because if you think about it, like, like when Eminem, like whenever he had his last album before Kamikaze,
yeah,
and like everyone was like shitting on
him
and everything. And it pushed him into greatness.
Yeah,
again.
Oh yeah, it did. Yeah, like it's crazy. Like certain things will give you that push you need. And
yeah, whether it be positive or negative.
Yeah, there you go.
It's kind of weird how it works, because there's always like a silver lining. I think that's how I kind of look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so basically, like with Word Around Town, how like did that whole song kind of like start, like writing wise, recording wise?
It was back when my former manager had sold me like all these beats, and there was just so many I was going through, and I don't know. To me, I don't see like nothing significant about it, but like whenever I write like a song, when I start it off, I have like a melody in my head, and then like I keep that melody locked in, and then I'll like add words to it, and it just starts building itself from there.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I think it's just like a perfect like hype song. Like if I ever did concerts or something, it's something I'd probably start off with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like I love it when, because like some artists out there, they kind of start off like their show a little like low key and then rise. But I love it when artists like start off with like the hypest one.
Oh yeah, it's like a movie or a show when they get straight into the action.
Yeah. Like it's funny because like me and Dustin, we have been like big dreamers for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were trying to, like we had this big dream of one day like we have like a How We Got Here fest. And then like having like you, Manny, anybody else who end up like interviewing, just all like being like a kind of a How We Got Here Coachella.
Oh yeah.
So that might happen someday. So we'll keep in touch.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome. I'll be waiting on it.
But yeah, that kind of leads into my next question. Basically, what milestones have you achieved so far that you've like really wanted to, and then what are some that you want to achieve, like next steps in a way?
I think to me they seem small, but then they seem big at the same time. Like I guess like having stuff like on iTunes and Spotify, I know like everyone is able to do it. You just gotta pay to get on there. But
yeah,
for me, I thought that was cool. And then like I said, working with Mac Miller's artist, his name was Chu Jackson.
Nice.
I think getting to work with him twice in the same year was like a big step for me. It's like the small stuff, but then it counts.
Yeah.
So, and then for stuff that I want to achieve, I guess it would be just eventually just getting a lot more plays, and then people just like learning my lyrics. That'd be cool.
Oh, yeah.
And there are some friends I have that like know it, and they'll be singing it. I was like, my songs. That that's cool to me.
It's like, no way, bro.
Right? Yeah. Like you spent time memorizing that. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I always think that's cool, like, because I've always had a big dream, too, of kind of, like, I want people to, like, be singing stuff that, like, I did or stuff like that.
Yeah.
I always think it's cool whenever you get that good reaction, because I feel like bad reactions, they make you push harder, but good reactions, I feel like they make you push even harder, just because it's kind of a good fire lit under your ass rather than a bad
definitely.
one and all that. Let's see. Plans for the future is kind of what I just asked, but in more grand scheme, like major plans, like
major plans. It would be just eventually being able to live off of music.
Oh yeah.
To me, I think once I'm there, like you're only gonna keep climbing up from there. Like you can't go down, from that.
Yeah.
I think that's like one of the major things to where I just can make music. Making music is my job. I think that's one thing I look forward to the most.
Don't have to worry about anything else.
Yeah, man, you just wake up and you ain't gotta do much.
Yeah, see, like, because like our main purpose with the podcast and everything is like we want to help each other, like as in like local artists and everything, just kind of just like rise up all together.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then like because our main goal out of this is kind of become like an empire in a way.
Yeah, I remember that episode you were talking about that, man.
And so it's kind of cool that like people have that same like fierceness about them.
Yeah.
And so I respect that a lot.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah, it's crazy how, again, we kind of talked about this earlier as well, how quickly things start moving whenever you start like working on it.
Yeah.
Have you noticed like how quick things have happened? Like, has it been as quick as you thought it would, or take longer than you thought it would, or is it just kind of like mind blowing?
I would say at first, like, because I'd say I've been making music since like 2013, and 2014 is like when I started. At first it was like, it was fast paced, everything. And then it like a slow down, and then it's kind of like an up and down type of thing.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Kind of that ebb and flow.
Yeah.
And which we kind of noticed that too. Like when after like the Manny episode, and we kind of trickled off because we got busy and stuff. Like we were like, oh, it's kind of getting a low spot.
Yeah.
But we're hoping like your influence will help it get bigger, and then we're hoping like with your new album about to drop and everything, that will at least help a little tiny bit from our little audience and all that.
Yeah, I'm hoping this will bring in some fans too. So it's like it complements each other in a way. So I like that. Speaking
of the album, do you know when do you plan on it dropping?
At first I had announced it dropping like in April, May, and now we're already at the end of May. So I would say sometime between probably like late this month or like before like the middle of July. Okay, it should be done, ready to go. And so I don't have a release date yet, but once I do, I'm going to post about it, and then things will keep going.
Nice. I think it'd be cool if it was like a 4th of July thing.
Oh, yeah.
Have like a big party.
Dude, I just might, man.
But yeah, and that's the crazy thing too is, did you expect to like have, because you already have that album already, the one, forgive me for not remembering the name exactly. It's like the greatest.
Oh wait, was it the one that I'm coming out with now?
The one that's on SoundCloud.
Oh, okay, yeah, that one's called The Greatest, The Baddest, The Trillest.
Yes.
There you go.
Like, and I like a lot of those songs on there. Like, they have some pretty fire beats too.
Thank you.
Is it kind of crazy having the second album coming out already?
It is, because that one, I messed up. Like, I was just releasing the songs just like one by one, just skipping around everywhere. So by the time I knew it, I was like, I have half this thing like already there. So I put the rest of it out, and I think it's cool having a second album. It gives, I don't know, when you drop a song, people are like, okay, he's just dropping a song. But when they hear like album or mixtape or EP, it draws their attention more for some reason. I don't know. Yeah. It just sounds more important. So it gets a lot of attention.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
And I always like the hype before an album drop.
Oh yeah, man. I'm trying to,
like, I noticed you're like really good about that.
yeah. I'm trying to get all the hype I can right now, and I have people like on Instagram that I don't even know. I think this one person I know out in Ohio is like always listening to my stuff, and he's like, I'm waiting on your album. I told all my friends about it. It's like, I've never even been to Ohio.
Thanks though.
Yeah, appreciate that. That's cool.
Let's see. I just realized like a lot of the questions, they're kind of the same question. But okay, kind of getting onto like the kind of like bad, like the haters basically.
Yeah.
How has they kind of made you who you are? Like, do you take into account like things they say, or do you just like shrug it off and be like, y'all don't really mean anything?
At first, like I was taking everything to heart. I was like, like, screw y'all, man. Like, I'm putting so much time into making just like all this music, and just really putting a lot of effort into it. And so like for people to give like negative feedback or when I see that people aren't listening, it's like, it gets discouraging, you know, a little bit at times. But recently I've been trying to change that mindset. Like, you know, people are going to love it. People are going to hate it, no matter what it is or when it is. So I've been trying to not let that affect me, but for a while, like, it was. But now I'm just like, you know what? It's just, there's different audiences that appeal to different stuff, and I'll find my audience.
Yeah, it's kind of like those things. If you don't like it, then
why
are you listening?
Yeah.
But yeah, we kind of noticed the same thing a little bit too, because we were kind of trying to step around like certain things we say, certain things we do.
Yeah.
But then like this last episode, we're like who cares anymore?
Right.
Like 2019, the world is so kind of like pent up.
Oh yeah.
And everything so uptight. Like I feel like everyone just kind of needs to let loose, and I feel like that's why like rap is so big the way it is now, is because they're just kind of like big, like fuck you to everyone else.
Oh, yeah. There's like tons of people who just say whatever they want and everything, but I think I understand what you mean by that. It's like to me, I don't really find like a lot offensive. Like, I know it's not funny to laugh at some stuff, but I just have like an open sense of humor about everything. So
I feel like that's also kind of how you have to get through life without getting angry all the time.
Oh yeah, man. You let everything just bother you. Like, you're gonna drive yourself crazy, and you're never gonna be happy.
Yeah. But yeah, like since we started, like, there was this one episode that I talked about like exes and everything.
Yeah.
That Instagram, like, I woke up one morning and I was getting blown up by a bunch of angry girls, and I was like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Kind of speaking on the opposite side of that now, like, and I kind of already asked this question already, but how has like the love for the music been? Like, how is it kind of been going?
I think it's like at the same level as the hate, maybe even more. Honestly, yeah, it's more. You know, of course, I have my family that support me, and then like I have like real true friends who have like really I know who like the real down day one supporters are and everything. And then of course I don't have nothing against like the new supporters, but yeah, the love is, I appreciate, like, you know, everyone. Like, I tell them all the time, like, I appreciate you, thank you, and people will say they will check it out, they did check it out, and just the fact that people are listening to my stuff, that's crazy. I think that's dope.
And like we kind of had the same thing a little bit too, like whenever like people that we hadn't talked to in a long time, they were like being like listening to it every day, and we're just like, this is weird,
right? Yeah.
I didn't know y'all still knew us.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think I fall in that category. Like, I knew Dustin around, and I probably had like a class with him, but you know, we were not like close, but it's like I saw y'all doing this, I was like, that's different, so I was like, I'm gonna give it a try.
Yeah, and this is kind of like a cool experience for me, because like we never really knew each other at all.
Oh yeah.
And so this is basically our first time meeting.
Oh yeah, it is.
But I think it's really cool, because I think it almost brings out more realness in people sometimes, and it's just like first encounter.
Yeah.
And so, like, I want Dustin here just because like he's my best friend.
Right.
But this is a really cool experience for me.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And then in a way, like, I felt like I already like got to know you just listening to like all the episodes every time.
And see, that's weird to think about too, because we kind of realized it, but we didn't. That's like, people are gonna know stories that we told that we're gonna forget we told on the podcast,
right?
And then we're gonna be like, how did you know?
Yeah,
that?
They're gonna know stuff about you that you
don't
even tell
remember.
Them. Yeah, I think that's crazy.
Yeah, like kind of like I don't want to say fangirl because we're not that cool, but yeah, I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah.
But it's cool. But yeah, and so kind of getting a little bit, I don't know if I would say like heavier stuff, but how is like you starting your music, kind of getting on your own grind, like affected like different friendship, kind of weeding out people, and kind of affected relationships and stuff like that? Like, has it been positive or negative?
Yeah, of course it's always going to be like both.
Give and take.
It's crazy, like being in a relationship like with like someone who like does something like this, like me, like I always just, music like the thing I think about the most, so it's like all I want to put my attention on. But then it's like you also gotta give your attention to whatever, who else, if it's a friend, girlfriend, or family and all that. So
yeah,
I don't know, I guess it's just affected me both ways, positive, negative.
Kind of. Yeah, I feel like you always have to have like the yin and yang.
Yeah.
Anything you do to keep you, either, because I feel like a lot of artists that kind of get big like too quick, and then they kind of get all the praise from the beginning. They kind of you kind of see it like almost like kind of Kanye action. Like don't get me wrong, I love Kanye.
Yeah, I do.
But like he says some crazy shit.
Oh, yeah. Shit, I forgot what I was gonna say about that. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Like I do that to Dustin all the time. Like I'll get off on something like way off, and he'll be like, I was gonna say something, and you just like blew my mind.
Right. But I think I do remember it now. I would say like another reason why it could affect like anybody like negatively is because like like with y'all's goals with the podcast and mine with like music, like it's a reality to like us. We see what we want it to be, and to other people that's just like a fantasy. Like you're never gonna get rich, you're never gonna be like the next big thing or the next big Drake or something like that. So people can't see your reality, but you have in mind what you want to be.
Yeah, it's like you're only as strong as your will. That's what I like to think about a lot, like when we're doing this and all that. And it's cool to see other people that. And then, like, I keep on kind of going over things I've talked about.
Yeah.
But like, it's cool to see like strong-willed people actually like pushing forward.
Oh yeah.
And all that, because like, and Dustin's gonna get mad at me for this, but I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan.
Oh yeah.
And so. Like
I already know you told me about it.
But like I think it's cool when people always try to push past their like the pinnacle of like either their performance or like their music and all that.
Yeah.
And so it's cool to always see like that rise keep on going.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And like I'm excited for the new album.
I appreciate it.
I've been like listening to your stuff the past week to kind of get a little more educated.
Yeah.
And all that. And like the beats and all that, they're like pretty good. And you've worked with like a few different artists for like, is it a few different artists on this album, or kind of just one kind of producer for this album?
As for the artist, let me see. I'm working with like different artists, that's for sure. Mainly here, and I have maybe an artist that's from San Angelo, which is a female artist. I think
nice.
Not enough people do like work with females, because there isn't a lot of females that do music, but shout out to them that do. Yes, I got some newer features that that I've never really worked with before, so I look forward to that.
Yeah, I always think it's cool whenever, like kind of how we talked about with like Logic and Jordan earlier, like just people reaching out to people and like people making new friends.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And like kind of like this situation too, like. None of us really know each other that well,
right?
But like, it's cool that we're getting to be a part of your journey.
Oh yeah,
and
definitely.
Then, like, we get that boost, you get that boost.
Yeah.
It's all just good vibes and everything.
Yeah, definitely. No, I like the show, man. I'm always like listening to it every time a new episode comes out. And, like, people will send me like links to this stuff, and like I won't listen to it right away, but I get to it.
Yeah. Well, like, I thought it was really cool whenever, because you like whenever you post on your story that you're like listening and all that. I'm just like, oh. Yeah, we got some love.
Right. Yeah. I try to show like everyone love as much as I can. Like and I put this on my story before. Like if I really like what you're doing, like your music, or just anything, like I'll post it, without you having to tell me or ask me or anything like that. And like I show people love, and I don't expect it back. If they do, that's cool. But I'll just I remember being where people were at one point and wishing like someone would have shouted me out. Like I might not be the biggest person to give shout outs, but I'm doing it.
Yeah, and we kind of wanted this to be like the thank you for all the love you've been given.
Right.
Getting you on here, getting some magic done and all that. Let's see. I'm kind of all over the place. I feel like you already know that about me now. Just from listening.
Right. Yeah.
In the past and everything. Yeah. Let's see. Honestly, I'm going to kind of go off the book now.
Let's go for it.
All right. So basically, like kind of working with like the people in town, working with people out of town. And I know you said you worked with one of Mac Miller's close friends.
Yeah.
Is there any, like, aside from artists, but like any like producer that you want to work with in the future, whether it be like local or...
Producers, there's definitely one of my homeboys' younger brothers became a producer recently. He goes by JV. There's And then for like famous like producers and stuff, Scott Storch, yeah, that's how you pronounce his name. He's produced like tons of tracks for like people, and it's crazy. Like people who make beats, like you don't even know they made that song or they're a part of it, but they were a part of it, so it's cool.
Oh yeah. And then, like, I like how, like, a lot of people are starting to work together a little bit more. Because a lot of it, I feel like a lot of it at the beginning was kind of more of, like, you buy a beat and, like, start rapping on it and everything.
Yeah.
But I really like that, like, people are starting to notice each other and get going.
And, of course, the person I was recording with today, Jay Platinum, I don't know how long I've known him, but I remember hearing about him since, like, 9th grade. And I've supported everything that he's done so far. I've bought, like, countless beats. Like I probably have like 7-8 other beats like from him that I've bought and still haven't used to this day.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man, I like supporting other people. I feel like like the support Midland needs that.
Yeah.
Because I lived down in Lubbock recently, and their hip hop scene there versus like here just like everyone's like fighting. It's like everyone for themselves, but like over there they're kind of like working with each other, and they're always just. It's cool. It's like a whole different vibe. You can see it, the difference.
Yeah, I almost feel like because good music comes out of like hate, but I feel like even better music comes out of like making friends and all that.
Yeah,
kind of showing love and all that. Because like especially like how we talked about with like Joyner, Eminem, and all that. Like there's some big moves happening in the industry.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just think it's cool that you're working with like local people and all that. Which at the start, and because how long have you actually been like doing this for? It's been like a few years, hasn't it?
Yeah, like I said, since like probably like 2013, 2014 is when I started like recording officially. Damn. Yeah, so been at it for a while, and like I'm barely like learning stuff I wish I would have known back then, but now that I know it, like I'm gonna start getting to that and really trying to grind even harder.
Kind of honing your craft.
Yeah.
But yeah. I expect big things from you.
Hey, appreciate it. I expect big things from the the podcast, huh?
Well, thank you. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, we're kind of wanting to do kind of like a 30-minute, 40-minute episode. So I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Is there anything you want to say to like fans or like family or anything? Could just kind of like a little shout out time or anything?
Yeah, just like shout out to like everyone who's been supporting me so far, whether you're new or old. Day one supporter. I can't think right now at the top of my head, but shout out to Trill Inc. They're to me, I think they're new. I haven't heard of their music, other than barely recently, but they're putting on right now. They're just a big group of dudes just like doing their own thing with music right now, and they're actually making a name for themselves. And I'd say just shout out to everyone. And if you want to do music, you want to do something, just chase it, because you never know what could happen.
There haven't been better words spoken. All right, guys. Remember to follow, and we'll have his links and everything for his Instagram, his Facebook, whatever you want to follow him on, to his SoundCloud and all that. We'll have that link in the description. We'll also put the links on our Instagram and everything. Make sure to follow all the podcast stuff. Y'all know that all big deal. But anyways, guys, thanks for listening, and it's been really exciting to have you here, Ryder.
Hey, thank you, man. All right. Thank you for having me.
All right, bye, guys.
From my dogs, cause we all need some money. If you ain't been involved, don't expect nothing from me. Sipping purple waterfalls, yeah, we pulling up some muddy. So they see me blowing up, now they all acting funny. And my phone blowing up, cause they all want something from me. I don't ever pick up, unless it's one of my homies. Treat my niggas just like family, they brothers I never had. I got Nico, I got Caleb, I know they both got my back. If you struggling with me now, you gon' eat when it's dinner time. Rappers be competing, but I just passed the finish line. Ryder, what you doing? See, nigga, I been getting mine. Chillin', coolin', groovin' in my city. I be cruising, and my team be taking dubs. Nigga, we ain't used to losing. Yeah, yo, shawty in my passenger. You mad because she choose me? Yeah, yo, shawty in my passenger. I don't ever message her. Gas, money, and pussy low-key. I'm just finessing her. Make a little money, leave a little on the dresser. Daily bread on, you won't find a nigga fresher. Trillest nigga out, you won't find nobody better. I've been through it all, so you can't tell me nothing. And I do this for my dogs, cause we all need some money. If you ain't been involved, don't expect nothing from me. Sipping purple waterfalls, yeah, we blowing up some muddy. Nigga,